Hey everyone, I'm Joanna Rochester, a soul alchemist. Today I'm going to talk about soul contracts. We all come into this world with a contract of what we want to accomplish in this lifetime, to figure out what our soul purpose is, how we're going to help other people, how, what emotions we're going to come to understand, what adventures we're going to have. But the soul contracts are not written in stone, and you can walk out the door tomorrow or today and go a different direction than you planned just because you trusted your intuition, and everything can change. So I wanted to talk to you more about soul contracts today and how to understand them, what they mean, what they may not mean, but how you can start to move towards understanding them better, appreciating them, and how they can help you step into a place of greater awakening, greater consciousness, and come to understand yourself more. This is Real Talk Soul Alchemy at Speak Up and Empower. And Speak Up and Empower is an online community of heart-centered people that are focused on finding more in their life, those that have the wisdom and the information that they wish to share, but also, for those that are searching for more joy, more happiness, or peace, whatever you're searching for. All of the pieces are already inside you, and so it's time to start searching. And so soul alchemy is I am the soul alchemist, and the soul alchemy is a journey of transformation. We come into this life with a purpose, with a soul contract. But as we grow, as we awaken, sorry, I've got a hair in front of my face, as we go through this journey of life, we start creating this story. And this story is all the things that we've ever done or said, or what other people have said about us, what our accomplishments are, what the labels that have been put upon us, what other people have said to us. All of these pieces come together and we create this story, and the story of who we are. The issue with this story, though, is that it limits you, because it makes us think that this is what we're capable of. But we have no limitations upon us at all. Whatever we can dream or imagine, that's possible, but so much more. Because so often we, being human, are limited by what we think are the rules of existence, what we think are our story, what we think our journey is. But that's limiting, because we think, well, I've only ever been able to accomplish this, or I've only ever been able to accomplish that. So why do I think I can do more? And that comes from a place of your story, of being limited by your story, by a lack of self-confidence, a lack of self-esteem. What's happened in the past doesn't mean, does not limit you to the future. Our history does not determine our future. We can look back and see, this is what happened before, but it doesn't mean that we can't respond in a different way, that we can't learn more, that we can't explore more, that we can't let go of our story and become our true soul, allow our soul to step in and our soul is an unlimited God. We are God. God is us. And when we can step into that, and I'm not saying I'm there by any stretch of the imagination. I know that is something I'm moving towards. I can say that I love myself, that I see God in me, but what does that mean? Well, I think for every person it's different, but it's also, that's our journey of awakening, to remember who we are. And so if we can understand soul contracts more, that can help us understand more of why we are where we are right now in this moment, what brought us to this point in time. You and I would have had a soul contract, and that soul contract would have been that you are here watching me today, and something about what I say today, or, will trigger you either today or in the future, or, even if you look and go, no friggin' way, that's not true, then it'll trigger you to start to figure out, What is it about what I said that bothered you, irritated, or what is it about what I said that's pushing you to go a step further and explore something else instead? So it's all part of that contract. And so every single person that comes into your life has a contract on some level with you. And that contract is to connect, to teach you, to take you on another adventure, to teach you, to open up something, to trigger something within you that will help you explore. There's so many cliches out there about, the teacher comes when you're ready. And there's no question about that. But it's a soul contract that you would have had with your teacher to step into power, to step into this journey with you and to trigger something, whether it's making you think about something different or just making you think, or it's giving you a tip, a technique to help you resolve something, deal with something, move forward, whether it's something spiritual, emotional, mental, or physical, right? It's all part of the contracts that we have with so many people. And that what I've been shown is that, when we finish this physical existence, we move on and I guess time is not linear. So I'm going to describe it in the way that I understand it, that we finish this existence and then we step on to planning our next life, planning our next existence. And so, if we could actually truly believe that when someone leaves, they're actually going back, they're remembering, and they're stepping into this joyful place where, they're free of the physical existence, free of the boundaries, the limits that are placed upon us living in this world, we would have so much joy that they've moved on. We know we're going to see them again. We actually see them at night in our sleep and connect with them. And, they are around us if that's the way it's supposed to be. If we say their name, they are there. If I say my mom, I can feel her hand go on my shoulder. So it's all there, and we all have exist and to explore and understand that more. If you want to read someone who was one of the very first books that I read that helped me to understand contracts more, Neale Donald Walsch, Neale Donald Walsch, Conversations with God. He's written he's got a series of, I think, 5 Conversations with God, but he's got all kinds of books and a movie and everything like that out there. And he really, Neale Donald Walsch, hit rock bottom, lost everything in his life. And he was sitting there writing on a pad, why, God, why have you abandoned me? And he started getting the answers, right? It's that free flow writing, and where you don't have any concept of what's being written and you just start writing. Your subconscious pulls it out. And this way, God, source, universe guided him as to responses, and then he's put it into book form to share that wisdom and knowledge. So he's an excellent place to start if you want to understand soul contracts more. But soul contracts, the way I understand it is we come into this lifetime with 1 million opportunities available to us, right? Millions, not, I'm just using that number. 0, 1 brings us the least amount of joy, the greatest amount of pain, the greatest teachings, right? So much, but not in a positive way. And then 1 million brings us the most joy, the most happiness, the greatest abundance, health, wealth, love, everything is there for us. And so when we come into this life, we step into this period of time on this planet. We come in at a certain point that we've already decided, but we've got this 1 million lifetimes, this 1 million journeys available to us. And every step that we take takes us on a different journey, or potentially could take us on a different journey if we start changing things up. So if we become more frustrated with life, if we get caught up in anxiety, depression, it takes us towards that 0 because there are lower vibration energies. And when we're in a lower vibration, we can't have that joy and happiness. So it's not open to us. We can have it, but it's not open to us, or it makes it more challenging for us to explore it. And yet, if you start to feel gratitude, that releases the lower vibration energies and helps us step into the higher vibration, more joy, more happiness. So anything is open to us. We are just given contracts with people that, when we hit this point in our life at a certain age, a certain vibration, a certain point, whatever the agreement is, someone steps in to your life to help you on your journey, to teach you something else. We've all had those people that we've met and we just felt this instant recognition with, good or bad, knowing, then you can know that they were part of a contract to teach you something, to bring into your awareness an understanding of something, to remind you of something. It's all part of the contract. Because not everyone, obviously, that's in your life is there for your best and greatest good. Although I guess that could be questioned, right? It's a contract that you agreed to. So ultimately it is for your best and greatest good. But having said that, there is also contracts that people fulfill in your life can be contracts that they overstep their bounds on. Any abuse at all is overstepping the bounds. They may have been brought into your life to teach you how to understand yourself more, to teach you to set your boundaries, to teach you that you deserve more so you don't have to put up with that way you're being treated, that activity, the words that they're saying, to teach you to speak your truth, to speak your vision, to allow yourself to know you deserve more. But if anyone abuses you, to steps over a sexual, mental, emotional abuse, true abuse, right, is where that's breaking a contract. No one has a contract to I don't believe anyways, to murder you, to kill you. That may have been the potential that was there, but that's not a contract. So I'm going to kind of getting mixed messages from my guides trying to teach me things, but it's so complex, and it's not, you can't just summarize contracts in a half-hour webcast. There's so much to understand and appreciate, and so many nuances of contracts and what's possible. We all have free will. And so, we may have come in to have that moist joy, but if somewhere along the lines we get caught in a relationship or get caught in a karmic cycle that prevents us from stepping outside of that karmic cycle, we can get caught in it. And what can happen so often is that people get caught in their karmic cycles. So people come to this planet with a contract to undertake something, to work through something, to figure something out. And then something happens and they get caught, they abuse someone. Just for example, they can get caught in that karmic cycle and they have to come back another time to provide the information, or provide to have the ability to step outside, to make restitution, to end that karmic cycle, and to make up for what happened in previous lifetimes. So, there's so many of the pieces, and just to understand, this is being brought up right now. Suicide, all that suicide does, not all that it does, but on a life cycle pattern, is that when suicide happens, the teachings, the understanding, the learnings that have to happen are just carried over into another lifetime. And so in that moment, it may be way too painful the person to think that they can go on, they can continue what they're doing. It is important to understand, whether it's a chemical imbalance that's taken place, whatever causes them to end that life, their work just has to continue in another lifetime. And of course, they're not thinking, well, I'll just have to continue on. They're just thinking they want to end that pain or whatever it is that they're going through. So, we can get caught in karmic cycles. And it's not just about suicide, but suicide is a very clear cut, all right, you're going to deal with this next time around. But karmic cycles, and there's a lot of karmic cycles that are being ended this time around. It's part of the acceleration of the universe, the growth, the letting go, the period that we've already been stepping into, but things are speeding up. And we can't, it's important for us to release, to let go of those karmic cycles so that we can step into our next level of ascension. We can move into that 5D way of living and existing. And, that can be one of our contracts in this lifetime, is to be able to step up into the 5D and let go of the 3D existence and some of the 4D stuff that we can get caught in. And, 4D is that bridge between the 3 and the 4 levels. But, it is a journey that happens. We're in 3 or we're in 5, or else 4 is we're journeying between the 2. So it is, that didn't really make sense on a logical level, but we'll skip by that. Anyways, it is a very interesting journey, soul contracts that we have. And they are lifetime journeys. And, it may be that, but I truly believe that we can step out of or step back in at any time into the journeys that we brought ourselves here to learn, to understand, to appreciate, to grow from. And really, that's what this life is all about. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. That's what this life is all about, is remembering who we are, and remembering that we're God, and remembering that anything is possible for us, and to remember that we are, and then appreciate that every single other person on this planet is the same as us. They're just on a journey of their own choosing, a journey of their own contracts, a journey of letting go. And, here's where coming to love everyone, whether or not their journey is something that you would choose for yourself, or a journey that that you may look at it and go, no way, that's not acceptable, or that's not something I ever want to do, but is to remind yourself that they are a God on a journey, and they've chosen, for whatever reason, or gotten stuck or whatever, exploring lower vibration emotions and lower vibration energies. And here, when we can, step into truly loving ourselves and then loving others, we can start to remember that, we hear stories of people being able to forgive, someone's close to them, their killer, and to forgive others that have done harm and done damage. And, the ones that causes the most pain, the most heartache, the most aches, right? Whatever it is, they're the ones that we have to be most grateful for, because they've taught us the biggest lessons. So, here's in my teaching of, being able to truly thank, right? And send love to the people that have hurt me the most, because I have learned so much from each one of those people. And that was our contract. And I look at the people that have truly hurt me, and one in particular, my mom, who has passed, and I know she's come back to me many times to say, I'm sorry, but that was part of her contract, and it was also what she was going through and everything like that, all her learnings. But we had a contract for her to, teach me about myself, and teach me about speaking my voice, and teach me to come through low self-esteem, low confidence, all those things, to then step into a place of confidence and higher self-esteem, so that I can, then guide others. And I can learn that I am enough. But, Neil Donald Walsh talks about this also, that you can't understand here if you don't understand there. So how do you understand, having confidence in yourself if you've never not had confidence in yourself? And no, we don't have to experience every single thing in this world to be able to teach people or guide people about it. But when we can pull ourselves through and teach ourselves self-confidence and self-esteem, then it does make it easier to teach people how we did it ourselves, and sometimes it is enough being able to appreciate what someone's going through and teach them general lessons. Like, I can teach someone about their inner child and bring that inner child out. I have not been sexually traumatized, but it's not like I can't, I don't have to understand exactly what they're going through, but I can understand the process of letting go of a trauma, because I have been traumatized. So it is a journey, and each one of those pieces teaches us. And so each one of those people that taught us, that were part of our contract with them, will help us on our journey and teach us more about who we are. And so it really, that's a beautiful journey, right? Of being able to look back and go, wow, that really sucked. I really, really was hurt. I'm able to move past it, and I don't forget that they did it, and I don't have to bring them back into my life again, but I can send them love and say, thank you for doing what you did that taught me so much about myself. We don't have to like everyone. We don't have to be friends with everyone. That's not balance. That's not what energy is teaching us. But it is sending them love and saying, I love you. Thank you for the lessons that you've taught me. I don't need any more of your lessons. Please step out and, go on with your life, and I'll go on with my life, and we'll both move forward, ideally, and step into our own power and our own place in this life. And, that's what the contract's all about. If we get caught up in, I hate you, I want revenge, I want you to feel unhappy, whatever it is, then it's a lot of our own wasted energy, and truly the other person doesn't. Well, they may feel it on a soul and energetic level, that hate or that revenge or that anger that you're sending their way, but they don't. They'll feel negative energy coming from you, but most people are not conscious enough to go, oh, this is coming from her because she's still in pain. Instead, they just feel that negative energy, and that will influence how they see you, or how they interact with you, how they're influenced by their thoughts about you. Because if you think about it, if there's negative emotion coming towards you all the time, you will pick up on that subconsciously, and it will affect how you think about them and how you deal with them and how your future interactions with them. And so the more you can let go of that connection, sever those ties and say, you go on your journey, I'll be on my journey, the better your life can be, because you're not giving away your energy and you're not connecting to their energy, which is always a good thing. And to sever that tie, and for that you can call in Archangel Michael to do that, to help sever ties and connections. And if you Google, it's always amazing, you can Google Archangel Michael and sever ties, or sever end connections, and there'll be all kinds of prayers that can guide you through that. But it certainly is possible, and it's certainly something that I recommend to all my clients, that as you move through a relationship that was not for your best and greatest good, to make an effort to make it a part of your process, to sever those ties, those connections with them, because otherwise you can still be sharing energy with them. They can be drawing it from you, whatever happened in that connection, whatever that tie was. So life contracts, there's so much information. If you want any more information, just let me know. If there's anything else that you'd like me to explore, please check out my YouTube channel, Joanna Rogister, Soul Alchemist, for more information, or subscribe and get more updates on my videos, etc. But I'm always here to share with you what I have learned, what I have understood from my readings, from my channeling that I do with clients, but the teachings, my intuition, etc., so that you can be on that journey of having more in your life, letting go of your story and stepping into the flow of alignment with your soul purpose. Joanna Rogister, Soul Alchemist. Once again, check out my YouTube channel and subscribe, or, Joanna Rogister or Soul Alchemist, my Facebook pages, Instagram, they're all there. But also on Speak Up and Empower. Speak Up and Empower is an online community of heart-centered people that share their vision of the world with you. It's always open, speakupandempower.com. Join me again next Thursday at 12:30 for Joanna Rogister, Soul Alchemist. Enjoy your weekend.